Greetings, Indie Warriors, and welcome to another week in March of 2026, where the indie scene is warming up faster than my old, tired New England bones. I'm Old Gamer Joe, and it's time once again to dive into the avalanche of indie gaming goodness heading your way this time for the week of March 9th through the 15th, 2026. Now listen, I thought last week was crazy, but apparently the indie developers of the world took that as a challenge, because this lineup is stacked. We're talking about an onslaught of over 25 indie, and yes, we do include AA releases. So brace yourselves because your wish list is about to grow, your backlog is about to groan, and your wallet, well, good luck to it. Please note this list does not include early access games. And real quick, remember that you can support real people that make real things like this over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you'll gain Discord access, early ad-free shows, exclusive shows, and so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Up first this week, we have a AA release coming to us from Saber Interactive and Focus Entertainment, and it's a name many of you might recognize. This is John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, launching on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms. A high-octane experience featuring hordes of enemies, Toxic Commando is an up to 4-player squad shooter that doesn't shy away from blood and guts. You'll mow down zombies with a vast assortment of weapons, desperately hoping your teammates remember what teamwork is if you want to survive longer than a minute. Come on, don't be a one-pump chump. Even better, there are loads of vehicles available so you can mow down these flesh feasters like your grandmother's lawn. Step into this arena of death on the 12th. Let's switch over to DarkSwitch next, ironically not coming to Nintendo Switch, but heading to the Steam PC platform. DarkSwitch is a self-described vertical survival city builder that takes place within a massive wooden tree. I said wood. See if you can survive against an ever-looming fog as you collect resources, research tech, and even send out pioneers to do your biddings. This mix of folk horror and city building offers a soundscape from the legendary Akira Yamaoka, you know, the Silent Hill guy. It also has 20+ hours of gameplay through its campaign, and with over 80 buildings available, you're gonna be busy for quite some time. Get on it on the 12th. Moving along now, we have the latest release from publisher Dear Villagers. It's 1348 Ex Voto. You will take control of the young knight Ida, who is on a brutal trek across Italy in an effort to rescue her dear friend Bianca. The game will have no shortage of gritty, historically inspired set pieces, plenty of politics, and cinematic combat that focuses on European martial arts. Players can switch stances in battles, explore massive villages and castles, and ultimately learn these characters' fates in this emotionally driven release coming to both PC and PlayStation on the 12th. Time to squad up once more in WRAITH Ops, coming to us from Team 17. Enjoy fast and frantic shooting action in this objective-based shooter that's all about the killing and less about the gimmicks. Expect tons of weapons, gadgets, and no shortage of gear as you shoot across a variety of different maps. You can nab it on Steam for yourself on the 12th. Hey, that rhymed. If you prefer being the commander, grab yourself a digital copy of Sherman Commander on the 14th for Steam. Take charge of a massive deployment of tanks in this World War II themed epic. Shout out orders, take advantage of your tactical map, you're gonna need it, and strike at just the right moment. The game aims for realism too, so you can tank me later when you pick it up this week. Liminal spaces, we all love them like dreamy atmosphere. Yup, you can expect some of that in Lucid Blocks, which is heading to Steam on the 13th from Lucid Blocks. Love the name, by the way. Wonder if that had anything to do with the title. Explore strange, procedurally generated environments and cities that are made out of plastic in this oddball sandbox indie that kinda lets you do your own thing. Yeah, looks like one you're just gonna have to try for yourself and see if you can make sense of it this week on Steam. Sticking with the theme of building, this next release is called Altiros, and it's launching on the 15th from Heatherglade Publishing. Has a little bit of a Minecraft look to it, but seems like there'll be plenty of resource gathering, combat where you can slay some blocky foes, and even invite some friends to your party so they can get in on the action. Everything seems to take place from the third-person perspective, and the visual style of the game looks quite charming. If you love yourself some voxels, then look no further than this release. Not the biggest voxel person? Need something a little bit more cute and cozy? Well then, have I got the game for you. It's coming to us from Voodoo Duck on the 12th, and it's called Collector's Cove, a game that has a little bit of that cozy farming across the high seas. There's adorable animals, there's floating farms, there's various islands to explore, and plenty of creatures to collect. Water those eggplants, discover uncharted lands, and collect rare crops and fish along your journeys. Best of all, create strong bonds with the many creatures that you encounter along the way. This cozy release will be yours this week. The planet is dead, it's done, finito, and only you can save it on Steam on the 9th. From Pebble Dust Games, and pretty soon, this is Blossom. No, it's not that show about the girl and her life growing up. It is Blossom, the Seed of Life. In this open world crafting survival title, you will explore various ruins across Mars and beyond. Your ultimate goal is to clear out fog from various areas that you come across and form new ice. This ice can then be melted into water and ultimately raise the temperature of the entire damn place. The world changes around you as you build and craft with your robot friend, and your base can actually come along with you. That's right, hook it up and drag it all the way across Mars. While this isn't my usual jam, I know a lot of you folks out there will be into it, and there is a demo available right now if you want to try before you buy. At least I hope that demo is still available. Ahoy me mateys, get ready to set sail once more in a different kind of game. This is Caribbean Legend Age of Pirates, and it's launching on the 13th from Black Mark Studio and Valkyrie Initiative. You will take control of a captain in the 17th century and explore a massive sandbox. There's plenty of combat, there's plenty of exploration, and there's a massive map. Expect multiple characters, a female protagonist option, over 20 side quests to take on, and dozens of different ships and weapons. Set sail this week. We've already been to Mars in this video, but we haven't been to Pluto yet. Well, now we have, because Pluto is coming on the 9th from Indie.io, and it's a creepy looking roguelike deck builder with a really fascinating art style. There's tons of spells to unlock as you try to escape a prison and make your way to your niece's birthday, and your niece looks, well, interesting, to say the least. This invitation from your niece has awoken you from a long slumber, and now you are a wizard that must escape a creepy-ass dungeon. Every spell in the game is a little bit different from the last, so you'll need to choose carefully, as some of these cards can have extreme consequences. The hand-drawn art looks oh so creepy, full of monstrous creatures that will give you nightmares. There's 8 playable characters in total, alongside 5 different difficulty options and runs that take around an hour each, so prepare to dedicate a little bit of time. Was that a little too much to you? Okay, let's go back to outer space for a while. In Stellar Wanderer DX, which is launching on the 12th. A game where you will take part in epic space battles, make trades, and mine for resources in galaxies far, far away, in an effort to save humanity from certain ruin. These dogfights look pretty damn intense as you try to take down various pirates who rule the skies. There is no shortage of upgrades here either, over 100 different weapons and devices in total. And those trades, yeah, they can make all the difference in your success. So become the explorer you were always meant to be in this epic-looking indie. Man, a lot of weird stuff this week. I'm digging it. You gotta love that in the indie gaming scene, right? Let's continue the weird train with Mama's Sleeping Angels, which is of course only coming to Steam PC, as of now anyways, and does have a demo available right now. The Steam description reads that you are going to be freeing an imaginary friend in this title as you explore what seems to be surreal environments that don't always make any sort of logical sense, and hey, maybe that's the point. But I do like the different art styles that are being shown in the trailer, and I always like games that try creative weird things like this, so I just might give it a go to see what the heck is going on. There's 1 to 4 player co-op somehow in this experience, 12 non-playable characters to try and wake up, even some shooting and weapons, so it looks like there's gonna be chainsaws and whatnot too, a little bit of platforming, yeah. Who the hell knows what to expect out of this one? Only one way to find out, by picking it up for yourself or trying the available demo on the 11th. Metroidvanias, there just aren't enough of them apparently. People keep buying them, so developers keep making them. There's another one on the way this week on the 12th. It's Solateria, which is coming from Studio Doodle. This game has a really nice hand-drawn art style, and the main focus here seems to be on parrying, so I'm in big trouble. I don't think I stand a chance against the Shadow Plague, even if this game is very pretty. Combat looks very intense, expect lots of customization and upgrading, and of course, big bad bosses that will probably come pretty damn close to one-shotting you. But if you're up for the challenge, this game has lots of content with 50 beautiful story cutscenes, 40 different parts to try to combine, and so much more. A 3D platformer collectathon, now that's music to my ears. Next up is Funi Raccoon Game, where you get to control a raccoon who's gotten a brand new home, and yep, that home is indeed in a dumpster, just as you were probably thinking. Of course, your dumpster needs a little bit of decorating, so you'll need to go out into the world and find different items to spruce up the joint a little bit. There's puzzles to solve along the way too, as you pick things up and throw them. Unlock more as you gather more things, you little raccoon you. Another oddball release, and I guess it's just that kind of week. Yup, it's definitely that kind of week, because next up is a game coming to both PC and Switch called Mr. Sleepy Man, which looks completely outrageous. A sandbox adventure game that has no shortage of comedic elements, that's for sure. Again, this one is described as a 3D platformer where you'll be doing plenty of jumping, you'll glide across these environments, and try to complete 350 different objectives while collecting objects. The soundtrack was written completely by the developer as well, and the gameplay, well, it looks completely unhinged. There's even vehicles to drive around in, just don't hit anything. Actually, it doesn't look like you hurt anyone by hitting them with your car, so that's good at least. Bedtime Town looks like a very strange world to explore, and I very much look forward to doing just that this week. Back for more cozy vibes, next up is Bubblegum Galaxy, which is launching on the 11th from Astrolabe Games, a cozy narrative building title. You'll be the architect of your own planet as you use software to collect different tiles and piece them all together. Try to befriend your co-workers as you meet a quirky cast of characters and see just who was responsible for deleting parts of the galaxy. That's not very nice. I've worked the night shift before and it absolutely sucks. In fact, my second job, yeah, this doesn't pay all my bills unfortunately, has me working till around 11 p.m., so it's not quite the night shift per se, but I get home, by the time I'm in bed and everything, it's like midnight. But anyways, I bring all of this up because we're next talking about Corner Shop Night Shift, a game where you in fact are working the overnight shift, and it's a first-person narrative horror game that will last around 7 hours and features 4 different endings. You're stocking the shelves as normal until suddenly creepy crawlies show up. Expect Twitch integration for those of you who enjoy streaming your games in this spooky release that's more than meets the eye. Back to dungeon crawlers now, another one of them this week, exciting. THYSIASTERY, let's go with that, is a dungeon crawler RPG that of course has roguelike elements and some turn-based gameplay as well. You'll control a party known as the Brand and explore a deep dark labyrinth. I do quite like the artistic direction of this release. Expect permadeath, procedurally generated areas, and even randomly generated characters. There's lots of skills to learn, of course, different environments to explore, and oh, that beautiful retro art. I just can't get over it. Grab this one for yourself if it's up your alley and you like yourself a good dungeon crawler. Again, a demo available for lots of games this week. Ooh, alright, Indie Warriors, we're at about the halfway point, so let's take a quick break to thank our amazing indie sponsor for this episode. Gosh, I guess that's not a break at all, it's more indie gaming goodness. But we do want to thank Blowfish Studios for helping us keep the lights on here and sponsoring this episode of The Dream Drop. They've got a brand new narrative-driven title available for you to purchase right now called Mirage 7. So get down to our description box below to click our link or use the pinned comment to snag it for yourself today. Available on PS5, 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC through Steam, Epic, and GOG. Mirage 7 takes place in a dangerous desert world where your next drink of water could potentially be your last. Its twisting narrative contains surprising frights, with exploration being a key element of gameplay. Explore everywhere because you never know what you'll find next. The game's dynamic duo system will have you swapping between Nadira and her pet lizard Gigi, using their unique abilities to solve puzzles. Take down nasty enemies and protect one another. Now that's creative. Expect no shortage of deep environmental puzzles too, as you'll need to keep your wits about you in order to unlock secret passages, shift the environment, and discover more and more of the story. It's a nice balanced mix of combat and exploration. Nadira can stab foes with her dagger and slingshot as she explores the vast desert and its many underground caves and temples. Gigi can use their tongue to protect her partner. The brain-bending puzzles will also keep you on your toes. This world has a great visual aesthetic, too, blending Middle Eastern landscapes with Arabian Nights-style environments, and even a touch of science fiction. Don't worry about it being too hard either, as multiple difficulty options and puzzle hints will make sure you aren't stuck for too long. So just what are you waiting for, Indie Warriors? The game is available now, so get down to that description box below and nab yourself a copy of Mirage 7 today. A very special thank you once again to Blowfish Studios for sponsoring this video, but you know what time it is now. It's back to the indies. Alright, now we're gonna shoot and blast our way through some nasties in an action platformer with great retro aesthetics. It's Haunted Lands, which is launching on the 10th. These levels might look straightforward, but not so fast. They have tons of secrets and extra challenges for those of you that have the skills for them. There's 6 different characters to choose between that all play differently, and plenty of blood, that I assure you, in this solo-developed project. Explore everywhere from crypts to tombs as you take down nasty bosses, gain powerful artifacts, and accept your fate. Grab this awesome indie release on the PC Steam platform. Here's a cute little niche 2D puzzle adventure title that released on consoles, I believe, maybe a few years ago. It's The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince, and it's getting a Steam release from NIS America. The game tells the story of a wolf and a young prince who sets out to find her. Players are able to switch between forms in this storybook come to life, meet lots of interesting characters, and it was a pretty well-loved game from what I understand, so worth checking out if you're a PC player that's yet to experience it for yourself. Okay, here's where things get really weird this week because, well, it's been kind of weird, but you know what I mean. Piece by Piece is the name of our next game, but there's going to be another game on this list called Piece by Piece, and they're entirely different games releasing in the same week. I don't know if these developers hooked up and told each other to do this, or if it's just a really terrible coincidence, but either way, it's pretty hilarious. Anyways, this Piece by Piece comes to us from No More Robots and has you opening up a cute little repair shop as an adorable fox. You can decorate the shop yourself with all sorts of furniture, there's cookies in the game as well, and this one's going to be playable on Steam Deck. Not a big surprise there, but nice to know for those of you who enjoy your cozy on the go. You can do a little bit of farming too, looks like you can grow some berries, but really it's all about just managing your shop and taking in all the cute aesthetics. Very different from the other Piece by Piece that we'll be talking about relatively soon. There is a demo for this Piece by Piece though. Alright, before we go to the next Piece by Piece, let's talk a little bit about Rhell, Warped Worlds and Troubled Times, which is coming to Steam on the 12th from Slug Glove and Yogscast Games. This is a magical puzzle game where you'll need to change about time itself, transform items, and unravel a dark plot. I know it doesn't look very dark and menacing, but I assure you, there's some darkness to this game, okay? There are only 12 people remaining in this entire world, apparently. The puzzles look pretty neat, and there's an open world feel to this game, meaning that you can approach them in a variety of different ways. More mining, more resource gathering, more dying in Iterate. Took me a while to figure out how to say that one, but I got it, damn it. Launching on the 9th, where you are a member of the Iter Corporation. You will drill, baby, drill in this release that comes to us from Flucky Machine and Fireshine Games. Your ultimate goal is to defend company property by any means necessary. You might die in the process. And while you protect your place of work, don't waste any valuable time. You are on the clock. After all, this unique-looking indie should be one to try. And again, because of Next Fest, I'm assuming, there's a demo available, but don't take my word for it because some Next Fest demos do disappear, so I'm sorry if that's happened to you already. Next on our list is a game that has no idea what exactly it wants to be. They can't even get the description right on Steam. They're confused themselves. LJF Games, figure it out because it's launching soon on the 10th. Kritter, Defend Together. Alright, so they go somewhere between action, roguelite, and tower defense. And I can see that based on the footage that I'm watching. Up to 4 players can go at it at once as you upgrade, reinforce your defenses, and so much more. There's different Kritter models as well, including the Defender, the Engineer, and even the Ninja, who is swift, just as you might expect. So get those critters to it this week. A very small indie release that seems to have some heart is next on our list. This is Sophie, Starlight Whispers, coming from Youth Gaming on the 10th. A game that has some Metroidvania elements to it as well with the map design. The pixelated graphics will bring back those retro feels as you use 32 different spells in hopes of surviving. Plenty of different weapons and upgrades as well, and of course, big bad bosses in this interconnected world where you'll meet 20 different characters that are all voiced. 37 constellations to learn in totality as well. Looks very magical and cute. Don't you go anywhere yet, we've got more indies, I assure you, and it's time to drill once more in Drill and Delve, a game that is more literal about the whole drilling thing. Again, a demo available for this one, which is launching on the 13th from No One. And I'm not saying that to be funny, literally the developer and publisher's name is No One. This 3D destructible environment will have you trying to survive as you manage your oxygen and your equipment, digging deeper and deeper into the ground. I'm a little claustrophobic, I wouldn't have been a good miner at all, but there's lots of tools that you can upgrade in this unique looking indie release that claims it has no AI usage and 0 microtransactions, so you love to see that. From digging to diping next, this is Dyping Escape, a typing game if that wasn't obvious, where you have these creepy eyeballs staring directly into you that will tell you what to type next. Gotta love high pressure situations like that. It's kinda creepy and cool at the same time. I don't know how to feel about a set of eyeballs looking at me the entire game, but I'm willing to try anything once, sure, why not? A little bit of horror in this one, if you couldn't figure that out, a very dark story, and even a scoring system, so get your typing skills up, and get ready to get those S ranks this week. And now we finally made it, not the end of the video, but to the other piece by piece that's releasing this week. I still can't believe this is a thing that's actually happened, and it's not April, so this isn't an April Fool's. Launching on the 13th from Neon Polygons, it is indeed the other piece by piece, but this one's more of a puzzle platformer, and quite literally a puzzle platformer at that, as you piece together different jigsaw puzzle pieces in order to progress through levels. It actually looks, I don't want to be biased here, but I think it looks a little cooler than the other piece by piece. I'm sorry, it's just a really unique concept, and I love jigsaw puzzles, and the idea of putting them together to get through platforming sections, well, that's pretty damn cool. There's going to be 12 puzzle boxes in total in this game, and 100 levels that should keep players busy for some time to come. My father also loved jigsaw puzzles, so I'm getting a little nostalgic here. Please, if either of the piece-by-piece developers are watching this video, let me know how this happened. Pick a card, any card, in Card Corner, which is coming to us from Conradical Games and Assemble Entertainment on the 9th, a sneaky little indie release that maybe a lot of you didn't even know existed. A demo available for this one as well. It's an idle deck builder that goes by the rules of poker, well, kind of, sort of. You'll deal out cards, you'll gain chips, and you'll earn multipliers. Everyone wants to be the next big gambling game out there, of course, since Balatro was such a huge thing. There's XP to be earned, and even plenty of loot in this fun-looking card game. Sticking with cards, we have Luxuriant up next, a fantasy card roguelike deck builder where you must manage your decks, your resources, gather weapons, gain influence, and so much more. It's a card game with lots and lots of features. You can gain 25 royal cards that all are different from one another, 25 citizen cards, 25 different levels in the game. So many freaking things that they list on the Steam page that I don't even know where to begin. There's a day-night cycle, there's dynamic weather occurring, there's boon cards, there's tutorials, and there's no freaking AI. They put a funny AI disclosure at the bottom of their Steam page. Worth checking that out. I will do this next game in a robot voice because I'm running out of ideas, and this is a lot of games. This is Galactic Vault. I'm gonna stop now. That's actually painful to do. Galactic Vault is releasing on the 10th from Meep Games, which is adorable. It's an FPS roguelite where you'll have plenty of upgrades to earn as you are a member of the Vault Operative. Expect no shortage of weaponry. Epic combos can be strung together. There's various combinations of weapons that you can use as well, and a huge vault full of enemies and bosses, of course. The movement looks pretty smooth here, with a good mix of jumping, sliding, and sprinting throughout, and the customization options should keep players busy for a long, long time. So aim your sights at this release. It's getting spooky now, and it's only March. Just imagine what Halloween time's gonna look like. I already can't wait, but don't wish your time away. Unsealed, the Mare shall hold you over in the meantime. A psychological horror release where you get to control Vera, who is trapped inside of a nightmarish world of her own making. It comes from Gamhala, and again, demo available. Stuck somewhere between dreams and memories, you'll explore 3 different chapters, unlock new mechanics that can help you to unseal doors as you go, and various other tools like cameras, just like the Fatal Frame days, which is coming back. Is it this week? It's pretty soon, if not this week. Explore some environmental puzzles, and use sound to your advantage, because you never know what lurks in the night. A game that has lingered in early access for seemingly ages will now finally make its way to consoles and leave into 1.0 on Steam. It's Greedfall, The Dying World, coming to us from Spiders and Nikon, which got a bit of a mixed reception initially, but has come a long ways since it launched back in 2024. Explore a massive fantasy-filled continent in this narrative-driven RPG that hosts many battles, endless slews of equipment, hidden treasures, and so much more. Players can also recruit allies as they play and learn various tactical strategies that will give them a better chance at survival. This epic fantasy can be yours this week. Another game is hopping out of early access this week and heading into 1.0, Net.Attack, Code or Die, from Bite Rockers Games. I remember playing this one maybe a year or two back now at PAX East, and it was pretty interesting. I'm not very good at things that involve using my brain in unique ways, as you probably know if you've been listening to me this entire video, but hey, I'm down to try and program over 150 different nodes in this hacking experience. Sure, why not? It's never too late to learn. I learn things all the damn time. Kind of a bullet heaven roguelite, they describe it as, with various algorithms, enemies that will come towards you, and it's just a very unique indie experience like no other. Reviews were mostly positive through its early access campaign, and it will be nice to see how the full thing actually came together in the end. Very cool looking release that might go under the radar this week is RoadOut from Dangan Entertainment, a really great publisher by the way. You should check out a lot of their catalog. I typically enjoy most of the games that they put out. This one is a post-apocalyptic action RPG with no shortage of dungeon exploration and even a little bit of racing mixed in. Now that's a hell of a combination, right? Zelda meets racing, and I'm down to see what it's all about. There's different body mods that you can get in cybernetics to improve both your vehicle and your character, and 10 different tracks across multiple biomes to race on, all accompanied by a very cool sounding synthwave soundtrack. Are you an anti-capitalist? Well, then Mythmatch might be the game for you, as it describes itself as a, quote, anti-capitalist merge game, where you get to control Artemis and try to repair various broken buildings and mend relationships along the way too. So there's a little bit of town building going on here with this rather serious topic. It's a strange mix because when you look at the game, it's kind of cute and adorable. You wouldn't think it would have such a heavy theme, but friendship is a big part of things here too. There's various replayable challenges for you to take part in and little board game-like puzzles to solve as well. Turn-based auto battles and other mini-games await players too. Oh, we made it everybody, it's the end of the list, I can't believe it, nearly 30 minutes later, I'm tired now. Vespera Bononia is going to close out our list. Vespera Bononia, I just want to make sure I read that right, I think, maybe. I don't know, but either way, this is a third-person shooting magic bullet hell game, as they say over on the Steam page. And it looks completely unhinged, but that's been kind of a theme for this week, hasn't it? It's coming to us on the 13th from Power Up Publishing, and I'm down for something that's way out of left field like this. You share a soul with 4 different characters and transform as you play using different custom powers. Dungeons are procedurally generated as you explore them, and you will create unique builds for each new run. There are 4 biomes in total, creatures, bosses to take down, and so much more. But that's going to do it for this week, folks. We hope you enjoyed this very long, stuffed edition of the Dream Drop. As you can see, the indie scene is really heating up now. Voice to the voiceless, and keep it locked here to I Dream of Indie Games for all the latest in indie and AA releases.